Good evening, race fans, and welcome. Round number 2 of the Cyber Thunder Bullydog Coffee Company Rising Stars series. Tonight they head out west. Tonight we're out here Auto Club Speedway, 60 laps around this 2-mile track, 120 miles. Gonna be seeing if Jerry Isaacs can't go 2 for 2 on the season out here tonight. Was the winner last week's Daytona race when we were down in Daytona Beach, Florida. Two very different styles of racing, and see if we get two different winners through the first two races. Joined out here tonight, familiar faces, familiar places. I'm joined out here tonight by my co-host and my good friend, Crank Bell. Crank, pleasure to have you out here. Absolutely, and we're gonna see who can't come out of here. Remember, it's a relatively shorter season. Only 18 races scheduled on the season. We're gonna be out here live every Wednesday night between now and the end of June. So go ahead, click that subscribe button, get the notifications. We'll let you know when we're on live every Wednesday night with the Cyber Thunder Bullydog Coffee Company Rising Stars series. Taking a look at the standings here real quick. Jerry Isaacs, last week's winner. We were talking about Jerry currently sitting 8th on the charts, just over a 10th behind Brett Edwards, who's the current leader. David Contreras, 24 points, followed by Tyler Beeman, who's not able to make the trip out west. Bill Jetty and Dalton Carter coming home in the top 5 and 6 there. John Sanu, Dave Gainforth, Kelly Elrod, Paul Turner, and Mr. Zachy C. A lot of these guys coming out here tonight showing some muscle out west, but we're going to have to see who comes out of here with the points lead tonight. Oh, for sure. And Crank, this is something that you put yourself in a hole. I believe was it last season or 2 seasons ago where you missed the first two races with the qualifying formats that we had, and you tried to make a run at the championships there at the end, but you came up just a little bit short behind Kyle. So what is that going to do to some of these guys that are maybe thinking about going for a championship but are not here tonight? Copy that, and we're gonna see what we can't find here. We got Top Dog over here, uh, Top Dog of the Bully Dog Coffee Company. Gonna see if we can't get him dialed up here. Patrick, Tom, and Crank up here in the booth. You got a copy? Well, Patrick, we're doing all right. Glad to have you out here. Making your debut on the Cyber Thunder broadcast booth. Crank, take it away here. I'm working on something.
advocacy end of it, doing a lot of fostering the dogs and so on and so forth for that. So that's where the kind of love for those dogs came in right there with her.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great background that I didn't realize there, and for the listeners out there to understand where you came from. So I was looking at your website there. It showed you had several different varieties of the coffee that you put together there, and I saw that they had different unique names on them. I was going to ask you,
Yeah.
how do you come up with those names?
Well, they're all related to the dogs, of course. Our original, what we call our, is kind of our little flagship roast. It's a nice medium roast coffee. Some people will call it a breakfast blend or something like that. Something typical of what you might find in your standard coffee shops. Um, and that's a best friends blend. And I just thought that was just kind of a clever little name for that. Baby Beans is of course my first little pit bull. Her name, my boss actually named her, and I was calling her Baby, and because she was small, and her name tag originally said Sadie, didn't like Sadie, so Baby, and my boss called her Bean, so she's Baby Bean. And these baby beans are, I try not to get too deep into this for you guys, but the baby beans, it's a Tanzanian pea berry, and it looks exactly what the name is, pea berry. It looks like a little pea. So that's kind of named after her. That's a very light roasted coffee. Uh, big head blend is of course what we call these big bulldog, the more bully dogs, more staffy dogs, the big head. So that was just kind of just another little name that we put out there. And of course, Buddy's Roast is named after my wife's late dog, Buddy. So we try and keep a lot of these things, related to the dogs, and especially what we call the bully breeds. And, have fun with that and promote a positive image. Really, is what we try and put out there with what we're doing.
Oh, that's awesome. That's good background on the names there. Well, one of the other questions I was going to ask you is, so what brought you into iRacing and online racing and wanting to partner with a league like Cyber Thunder here with the Rise and Star series?
Well, I initially, I've been really familiar with the iRacing platform. I look at it. I do a little R Factor racing when I had my little wheel, and I know you're familiar with that game. And I was just thought the graphics on that thing is. I'm just like, wow, everything's, that was like, the best thing that came out. And iRacing, I mean, virtually any form of motorsport that you want to get involved in is with iRacing, and I'm a big NASCAR fan. Um, I'm just looking for ways to try and promote my brand and have some fun with it, really. And I thought, oh well, what if I sponsored a race car? And then next thing you know, it's just like, well, maybe I could sponsor a few races. And I just, somehow got in touch with, got in contact with Tom, and we start talking about things. We start, talking some numbers and, trying to make sure that you guys can, keep your servers up and, um, you know, putting drivers on the track. And it was literally, it was a last minute deal. And I know Tom's out there on the East Coast. I think they're pretty close, Pennsylvania, I think, and I'm
Yes.
I'm in Arizona. And so it was a late night for him, and we agreed on it. It was kind of a cyber handshake deal. Okay, let's do this, and we'll get a race in and follow through. And I love seeing that my name up there, powered by Bullydog Coffee. Just guys,
You
and you
know,
guys are you guys are doing a great job of putting it out there, and I'm really actually having a lot more fun with this than I anticipated. Sitting here and seeing you guys do their thing, and watching these guys that are coming in that are new to the sport, um, you know, getting out there and doing their thing and moving up.
oh yeah, absolutely. And like I said, we're certainly glad to have you on board with us here. With it being kind of a last minute deal. Some of the best things in life happen at the spur of the moment, kind of like that. Without a whole lot of
Hmm.
planning, and you make the best of it. And I'm thinking, and I'm hoping that's what this is going to turn into, is a long lasting partnership where we get to help promote you and your brand, and
Yeah.
your efforts to take care of the pit bully breed. One
Oh
other
yeah.
question I was going to ask you. I know you've got, uh, oh, I don't know what the word is, but you've got some things out there tonight for like if we run green flag all the way. I think you want to go into that?
Yeah. There's some incentive out there for the drivers, and
Incentive.
and
That's the word
and
I was
and
looking.
and. and I know we've got two Bullydog Coffee Company cars out there. They're just looking um, badass, man. These, I mean, just seeing that there's those cars out there. And here's the thing. You guys get a Bullydog car in Victory Lane. Um, we're going to donate $20 to a pit bull in our local Yavapai Humane Society. We've been in there before. We sponsored a couple dogs in October for Pit Bull Awareness Month. And so we put a Bully Dog car in Victory Lane. There's $20 to a dog in the shelter. And here's another thing. It's a 60-lap race, guys, right? 60 laps?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
we
right.
got 60
60
laps
laps.
here tonight.
Okay. And when we got these, you guys got some things going on, and maybe you can mention that too a little bit more specific as far as green flag laps are concerned. But it's a 60-lap race, guys. You go 60 laps clean. I mean, it's not out of the realm, I don't think. But I don't know. I'm kind of new to this here. But you guys put one of them cars in you go 60 green flag laps. We'll throw down another $20. So it's, Bullet car in Victory Lane and 60 green flag laps. It's $40 for a pit bull in our local shelter. So
Lovely.
there's
That
that.
is amazing. That's awesome. Do you want to give a shout out? I think your website is bullydogcoffeecompany.com. Pretty straightforward, isn't
Bullet,
that right?
yeah, yep. And we got
Okay.
a coupon code. We got a coupon for you guys tonight.
Okay, and what's the coupon code?
Gas and Go. That's one word. Gas and Go. That gets you $2 off your order. And I've got a bunch of tiny little stickers here left. I'll throw in some stickers too. So, Gas and Go gets you $2 off your order. Bully.coffeecompany.com.
Certainly
So there
looking
you heard it,
forward to
viewers.
it, and we're really looking forward to the season. Patrick, it was awesome catching up with you. Hopefully we get to do this again throughout the course of the season. We are actually going to throw a trackside now for the playing of the national anthem as qualifying gets underway here. But thank you, Patrick,
All
for
right.
joining us here.
Hey, thanks for go down there. I'm gonna go watch the race.
Sounds good.
Right.
Thank you.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Back live seeing the red, the white, and the blue come across the screen for the second time tonight. Paul Turner currently out on track. Looks like he's making his first time lap. Hello to all of YouTube out there. We didn't get a chance to say hello to you guys. Hello out there. I see Mike Gray out there saying, good luck, Cole Gray. Patrick out there, he just wants a Bullydog Coffee Company car to win, so we're going to see who can't take the black and white silk at the end of the session out here tonight. I want to see everybody's picks out there. Who you guys got? You guys got a repeat winner, Jerry Isaacs, out here tonight? We got maybe a first-time winner as Paul Turner comes to the top of the charts first time by with a 42.37 over Dusty Martin and Dalton Carter. Patrick Bowler comes out here at 3:35. Bring home the win for the team, Bullydog. Yeah, we'd love to do that, Patrick, and enjoyed having you out here on the pre-race show here a few minutes ago on the Cyber Broadcast Network. Great program for a great cause, and that's what we love working with. And see if Crank's back. Crank, are you still here?
Yeah, I am here. I am still trying to load the session back up, but I'm here, so I'm kind of flying blind. Uh, so as far as uh, calling out our picks here, I was just looking across the field. And I'm not sure exactly where he qualified or if he's qualified yet, but I think this is a track that really fits right into Brian Dorsey's wheelhouse as far as just taking it real easy, saving your tires, being there at the end, and I think that's who I'm going to take for my pick tonight.
Brian Dorsey already a winner. He won a couple races in the Rising Stars Series last season. He won a couple races in the Wheels for Warriors Pro Cup. I believe he won Rockingham, if I remember correctly, as we see currently Dusty Martin in that number 35 Bullydog coffee car. Patrick, break out your wallet. Looks like we may have a Bullydog Coffee Company car on the pole for tonight's race. Got another minute and a half to go before we do wind up closing out qualifying. See if we can't find a guy that's on track right now. John Sanu making his way. Actually, it looks like he's already finished out his laps. He's on close that. He is on lap number 3. Looks like he is probably going to be practicing coming to pit road here. Yep, that's what he's doing. And it looks like the last driver on track right now is Jason Dinsmore, who pops up to P number 5 across the stripe with 45 seconds remaining here in qualifying.
Good to see some new names out here again this season. Every season it seems like we get a handful of new drivers, and then they jump in with us here at Cyber Thunder and really enjoy what we're putting on and the competition level, the clean, respectful racing, and then next thing you know, we're talking about him next season as being a veteran of the series. And I think Matt Wofford in the 15 is going to be probably one of those guys to watch out for, and that's going to really show a lot of improvement throughout the season. And we'll see him back again next season competing. I'm sure if he doesn't work his way out of eligibility for this series, he's really showed some speed out there in the first couple weeks, and I think he's going to be one to watch tonight as well.
Yeah, Crank, and you know what? That's what's really great about this series is every season you're gonna have a different group of drivers up front. You know, the first season that we ran it, it was you and Kyle fighting for the championship, and then last year Justin Gross winning so many races, but ultimately Charles Gettings. Those two had an incredible battle for the championship, and that was really a lot of fun to watch, and I'm sure it was a lot of fun to participate in as well. And certainly we're going to start to see who's going to be highlighting themselves this year. I do agree that Matt Wofford's probably going to wind up somewhere towards the front. I think this is also a year that either Cole Gray or Eric Moore really starts to shine in this series, and they make a serious run for the championship as well.
Yeah, I mean, I try real hard not to be biased on here, but Cole Gray, Eric Moore, Paul Turner, Dusty Martin, they're all teammates of mine in the other series that we run, and I've ran this series with them in the past. I'm always pulling for them. I really thought Eric Moore, Cole Gray, and Paul were going to have a shot at the championship last season, and then like we were talking, some new guys came in and really moved their way up to the front and took over the domination of the series last season. I think this season we're going to see a lot more competition up near the front, and I wouldn't be surprised to see one of those guys get a few wins and fight for the championship at the end.
Absolutely, I would not, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to start running down your starting order for tonight's Auto Club 120 here. Auto Club Speedway, Dusty Martin, the number 35, Bullydog Coffee Company, Chevy Impala SS. Rolling off on the inside lane to his outside, Paul Turner.
Yeah, we've got the number 52 of Brett Edwards starting on the inside row 2, and followed by Eric Moore and that iconic RST Timberworks number 5 on the outside row.
Familiar colors, just a new driver, Jason Dinsmore and David Gainforth. Dave Gainforth coming home with a strong top 5 in the Tuesday Night Thunder Championship Series race last night at Michigan.
Oh Yeah, boy, that was good to see David having a good run. He's one of our favorites here, and see him put it up there in the top five was awesome. Going back the next row there, we've got teammates Zachy Chahalis in the 24, with Dalton Carter to his outside in the 53.
And rounding out the top 10, got Jeff Roethlisberger, Cyber newcomer, and Brian Dorsey, series veteran. See which one of those can find their way up towards the front out here tonight, rounding out the top 10.
We'll go ahead and finish out the field here. Right behind the top 10, we've got Matt Watford that we spoke about earlier, alongside John Sanu in the 86.
Cole Gray and Jerry Isaacs, last week's winner, looking to go 2 for 2 out here. Two very different styles of racing. We'll see if he can't come away with win number 2 on the season tonight.
And rounding out the grid here, we've got Lynn McNeese and Bill Jett in the last row there. Bill Jett has seen a lot of success here recently. Took the win in our opener at Daytona in the Tuesday Night Truck Series. Lynn McNeese, this is a track that he probably is going to show some speed. So I would keep an eye on him. I bet we see him work his way up through the field here pretty quick.
Well, probably. I've got a couple picks out here. Noah Wiggins says, go Dusty Martin. Dusty Martin's going to have a great view of the spotter stand. He's going to be bringing us to the green flag for the first time here tonight for 60 laps. Crank, you want to bring us through the start?
And we're rolling. We got the green flag. Dusty Martin leads the line across there. Got Paul Turner just to his outside, followed by the 52 of Brett Edwards and Eric Moore. Everybody gets a good start here going into turn 1. Going to be a little bit slick on these fresh tires until we get them warmed up. Looks like we got a good roll through 1 and 2, though. Everybody's managing their tires, controlling their cars, minding their P's and Q's, and we're heading down the backstretch.
Coming at you for the first time out of turn number 2 into turn number 3. Dusty Martin followed by Paul Turner, and then the rest is just a blur as they come through here. Coming around this first time by at the line. Give Dusty Martin the first lap lead at Auto Club.
There's quite a bit of shuffling going on back there around the, what is it, 10th spot there? A lot of cars. We're 3 wide going into 1 here with the number 3 in the 86. John Sanu there. Looks like they sorted out.
Yeah, headed back here, taking a look at the number 15. We were just talking about him a few minutes ago. Matt Wofford getting a push from Cole Gray down the backstretch here. Looks like those are the only 2 guys trying to make something happen on the bottom here. I'm going to have to see if these guys can't work together. John led a lot of laps during last week's race at Daytona. Him and I believe it was Matt as well. They took control of the race kind of midway through the race, 3 wide off of turn number 4, but they keep it clean.
Yeah, running that down low, the low side there is pretty tough on these tires. It's going to scrub a lot off, and until you get them really good and warmed up, it's pretty tough to hang on to. As we saw Matt Wofford there get a little bit loose coming out of 4, but he gathered it up, kept it rolling straight, lost several positions in the process though.
Yeah, he did. He's currently under fire from the 84 of Len McNeese and the 53 of Dalton Carter, all trying to work their way around him here. I'm going to head back up here towards the front of the field and kind of touch base. So Paul Turner currently running in second, about 3 car lanes back off the lead. You got Brett Edwards. Brett is a newcomer to the Cyber Thunder Racing League as well. Great to see him. He made a couple of starts last season. Certainly looking to see what he can do here this season.
See Brian Dorsey working his way through traffic as well. I think he's picked up about 4 spots already. Looks like he's up battling with David Gainforth, and we have yellow on the track.
We do have a yellow on the track. We're going to back this up just a hair, and we're going to see if we can't find out what happened here. Coming through turns number 1 and 2. Lap number 4, you see Matt Wofford all the way down on the bottom of the track, and looks like Len may have just hooked his right rear coming out of the corner. Maybe a little bit of misjudgment there on one of those guys' part, but the closing rate there was a lot. Not sure if Matt got loose or what may have happened there, but it looks like, you know, no harm, no foul. Looks like we're not gonna have too much damage on that 15 car as he comes around here. Car looks to remain clean.
Yeah, like you said, the closing rate was incredible there. I think, like we mentioned, running that low side early on, unless you really back out of it, it's going to be hard to keep your momentum up, and that's what these cars are all about. You know, they don't have quite as much power as the trucks and Xfinity and Cup cars, so it's more about momentum. This track, it feeds that momentum, but you have to run a higher line. If you're down there low, you got to really back out of the throttle, and I think Matt probably got a little bit loose, and that caused that closing speed. But like you said, no harm, no foul. It looks like the 15 spun around, gathered it back up, and was able to keep from hitting anything.
Yeah, for sure. And you were just talking about it a second ago. We talked about this last week at Daytona during their qualifying, as it looks like we may have a couple of takers on pit road here. A lot of takers on pit road here for the first time. Paul Turner's leading the charge. Looks like everybody, with the exception of maybe the 01 of Jeff Roethlisberger, following that pack down here. Got to imagine that if they're coming down, they're probably just going to take 4 tires, fill it full of fuel, and get ready to roll for a long green flag run here.
Yeah, this will be interesting to see the restart. Leader Dusty Martin was kind of left hung out there to dry. Jeff Roethlisberger stayed out with him. They only had about 6 laps on their tires, but you could see they were pushing a little bit harder than probably should have starting out. And I think a lot of them probably used their tires up a little more than they wanted and said, "Hey, you know what? Let's all go down and get fresh tires." We'll see if the 35 and the 01 of Jeff Roethlisberger were able to take care of their tires and stay out front, or if these new tires are going to pay off and run away with it.
Yeah, and you know what, Crank? This may not be such a terrible idea for these guys to come down, or even for Dusty or Jeff to try to stay out right here, because we're only 6 laps into the race right now. So what's the harm in it if you're Dusty or you're Jeff and you stay out now? You know, if we get a caution with 5 laps to go, 10 laps to go at the end of the race, these guys are going to have a little bit more knowledge and insight of what these tires are going to do on a restart and how quick these tires behind them are going to close.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, we're early enough. This is a perfect time to take a gamble and see how it's going to pay out. It looks like there was no big winners or losers in pit road. Johnson, who picked up a spot. Jeff Roethlisberger, by staying out, passed up 4 guys, gained a spot or 4 spots there. Paul Turner, Brett Edwards, Eric Moore, Zachy C are going to be on fresh tires. The first ones behind them there, though.
Lights are out atop the iRacing.com Ford Mustang. Field's going to start to double up. Looks like Dusty's going to elect to restart on the inside. Remember, the race leader does have the choice to take either the bottom or the top for all the starts and restarts, although they do need to wait on the iRacing green before they put that loud pedal down here. What do you think about the lane choice here, Crank?
I mean, this is a time to learn as well. I would think the inside's probably the best starting off as you're coming up through the gears. I don't think you'll be completely up to speed yet. So holding that bottom and carrying the shorter distance around the track will probably pay off coming out at 2. I'm not mad about the lane choice. I think it'll pay off for him. I think we are going to see a pretty exciting restart here, though, with the Bullydog Coffee Company number 35, followed by the Bullydog Coffee Company teammate of his, and the 3 of Cole Gray right behind him on fresh tires. So this should be pretty interesting. As I'm looking at it now, it looks like it updated. I think Cole Gray probably only took 2 tires because he gained 8 spots on those pit stops.
Yeah, and I think the 24 may be in that boat as well. I think he might be on the 2-tire boat as well. But we will see here. iRacing.com pace car going to be putting on that left blinker, going to be headed down pit road for the second time tonight, waiting on the green flag. And we're going to go racing on lap number 7 of 60. Pretty clean start through the field as Dusty Martin continues to lead him down here into turn numbers 1 and 2. Coming through the gearbox for the second time out here tonight. Pretty clean start. See, most of these guys trying to find their way down to the bottom. Jeff way up high, coming through 1 and 2 right now, and Cole with the slide out of turn number 2.
Yeah, I think taking those 2 tires will probably really loosen the car up for a lap or 2 until they kind of balance out a little bit. And I know Cole, he's super hungry and going to be aggressive out there, so we'll keep an eye on that, make sure he doesn't over push it. Looks like Paul is just hanging back there, being nice and smooth. That's what you want to do on those fresh tires. Save it. Those guys will come to you. Looks like we might have had an incident with the '01 back there. I see him off the pace with the 84. They're still rolling out of turn 4, and the 84 may be coming down pit road.
84. Len McNeese making his way down pit road here. You know, something we didn't get to talk about a whole lot, actually. Let's go back here to this little battle for about the 10th or 12th position. Dave Gainforth, Matt Watford, and Jason Dinsmore. These guys have been battling hard. I've been keeping an eye on them since we took the green just a few laps ago. These guys are going at it tooth and nail.
Yeah, I just saw the 9 of Brian Dorsey and the 86 of John Sanu make a little contact. I don't think either of them are really trying to squeeze the other one, but I think it's just a very fine line when you get to that groove there. It's almost like a cushion, and if you're too high, you're going to wash way up the track like Roethlisberger did on the restart there. And I think John Sanu was just trying to come down and secure that real estate. Made a little contact, but they kept them straight, kept them going.
These guys continue to battle through turns number 3 and 4. Dusty Martin, Cole Gray still leading the charge up at the top of the field. John Sanu with a big wiggle out of turn number 4. Dave Gainforth pokes his nose on the inside down there to see if he can't find his way around the 86 coming down into turn number 1. We're still working lap 11. Crank, something that I wanted to bring up, we kind of got caught up with time a few minutes ago, but what Patrick was talking about is that Cyber Thunder has pledged to donate 10 cents to a pit bull rescue for every green flag lap that the season runs. I believe we have something like 900, 1,000 laps scheduled throughout the course of the season, so if all goes well, you know, we've already had a couple of cautions, but we could be donating 10 cents a green flag lap, so up to $100 at the end of the season. And that's an open invitation. Anybody who wants to join us in that pledge, please feel free to do so. Get with Patrick. He'll point you in the right direction if you're not sure where to send those donations, but we would love to have some drivers helping and some fans helping. Great cause as well.
Absolutely. We appreciate Patrick coming on board and for us to be involved with a charitable organization like that, looking out for our four-legged friends. You know, they're the best companions in the world, and they need us to take care of them, look out for them. So being involved and being able to donate here and there where we can, I think, like you said, the 10 cents a green flag lap put us out at about $100 over the season. That's the least we can do, and we'll continue to, you know, try to keep clicking off these green flag laps and get them as much money as possible.
Well, I tell you what, we're gonna do. We're gonna go on the nose cam here. So we got loveapitrescue.com on the back of that number 35 Chevy Impala SS, and Cole Gray now thinking about poking a nose on the inside of that 35 machine coming down the backstretch here. What a sight to see both those cars leading the pack out here tonight. If one of those cars wins, Patrick's going to open up his wallet and donate $20 to a rescue organization. And certainly a great guy doing great things, and love the partnership that we've been able to form here the past 2 weeks with him.
Absolutely, and Cole Gray does take over that top spot there as we come to the line. So it took about 6 or 7 laps for the 2-tire change to catch up with the guy with no tires. Paul Turner is right there on the 35's tail, coming up with fresh tires all the way around. I expect we'll see him move all the way up to the front here in the next 6 or 7 laps as well.
Riding on board with the number 4 machine of Paul Turner currently. See him playing with the throttle and the gas and trying to come through turns 3 and 4. Looks like Dusty's getting a little bit better run on exit. Looks like maybe Paul got just a tiny bit loose last time by as we come across for lap number 16.
Yeah, everybody seems to be minding their P's and Q's, trying to feel the track out. I mean, they're all kind of all over the place as far as running the lines. Nobody seems to be running the exact same line. I don't know if that's because their cars are just handling that much different, or if they're just still trying to find or feel the track out. It seems like a few of them are getting loose here and there when they're totally not expecting it. So see the 35 up high on those older tires. Paul Turner goes underneath to take over that second spot as we come out of turn 4.
Out of turn 4, Coming to lap number 16 this time by Cole Gray, currently on point. Paul Turner right on his exhaust pipes, headed down into turn number 3. Moving back just a tiny bit. One guy that we haven't talked about too much, but I said I think this might be his season to really kind of shine, and he's been running the series for a long time. I don't believe he's yet to come away with the win out here, but Eric Moore in that RST Timberworks Chevy Impala, carrying the familiar colors, great company out there as well, as we see a slide out of his car, but would love to see Eric come away with the win at some point in the season. Maybe it'll be tonight.
Yeah, it very well could be tonight. I mean, he's been right there on the verge of getting a win so many times, and something happened to him, either connection issues or somebody got into him or whatnot. But he's playing it smart tonight. He's just sitting there in his box, taking care of his car, controlling his tires. So we see Paul Turner made that pass for the lead. He's actually pulling away pretty good. He's got a half-second lead over Cole Gray already.
Fastest chicken in the South. That's Paul Turner coming through turns 3 and 4. As now we see, so 6 or 7 laps. That's going to really kind of be the number that these guys are going to have to think about at the end of the race. If we get a caution, I believe Paul was the first guy on 4 tires. I believe you said Cole had taken 2, and I believe Zach took 2 as well. So 6 or 7 laps, that's going to be the number that these guys are going to have circled in the back of their mind if we do get a late race caution.
Yeah, it obviously depends on how long they've been out on the older tires. I mean, Dusty only had about 7 laps on his tire when we came in there the first time, so his tires weren't completely wore out. And if we'd run a little longer, they'd have probably got ate up. He would have probably got ate up a little quicker by the guys with the new tires. But we see a battle almost going 3 wide here out of turn 4 between the 9 of Brian Dorsey, Zachy C, and Eric Moore. Looks like Eric's going down the low side with Johnson New coming up to maybe give him a little push, and then Zachy C and Brian Dorsey on the high side going into turn 1.
Yeah, really great multi-groove racing that we're seeing out here through the first 20 laps of this race. As you take a wide look here at the cars coming through 1 and 2, see like 4 very distinct lines, as it looks like now we're going to go 3 wide down the backstretch here. 3 or 4 very distinct lines being worked right now by various drivers, and let's see which one plays out towards the end.
Yeah, right now, I mean, as they're side by side, I don't think any of them are really having an advantage. As we see Dorsey get in the wall a little bit there, he keeps it up high, holds it in the wall. Everybody makes it by him clean. But yeah, like I was saying, I don't think any line really has a distinct advantage over the other when they're running side by side. I think when you're running by yourself, the fastest line is probably that middle to high line. But we'll see how it pans out in the end.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I'm taking notes out here because our Wheels for Warriors Pro Cup Series runs at Auto Club tomorrow night, and watching these guys taking a little bit of notes on my side. But I do believe you're right. I believe that the line that these guys are going to want to run is probably about that first seam up. Get those lefts hooked on the left side seam and let it rip. But these cars are very different than the Cup cars, like you said before. They're very momentum-based, and see how the lines form out towards the end of the race as the rubber starts to build up.
Yeah, that's right. The momentum on these cars, I mean, if you have to crack the throttle, it really kills you. If you're running side by side, somebody and you're on the inside, you got to crack a little bit, keep from getting up into them. They'll pull you pretty strong coming off the turn. It looks like we've got the 15 of Matt Wofford back up in the thick of things there in the top 10 position. Zachy C and Johnson New both get into the wall coming out of 4 there. Looks like they hold it up there. Yeah, so I think they're starting to get a little bit of push coming out of 4, and we've seen several guys get into the wall there.
Yeah, it looks like the 24 car is missing an entire right front fender there. We'll have to see if race control calls for debris on the track. We'll have to see if that's a thing. Might have seen a couple of parts flying off the 24 machine, or if it flies off the racing surface. But yeah, we were just talking about Matt a few minutes ago. He was involved in that first wreck with the 84 Len McNeese. Don't believe he used his fast repair. Don't believe he even really had any damage to use it for. but now slowly but methodically working his way back up as he's putting the hunt on Brett Edwards for position number 6.
Yeah, as the group goes through turn 1 and 2 here. Well, we got a little bit of contact there
That was
between
close.
Brett Edwards, yeah. And that's the tightest spot on the track as far as the racing goes, where you're getting into turn 1 and 2 there. Then when you're coming off of 4, where we've seen several people hit the wall. Currently, we only have one car, one lap down, Lynn McNeese. So if another caution does come out and he's not involved, he'll be the lucky dog. We'll have everybody back on the lead lap. Man, look at our guy, Paul Turner. Grandpa out there pulling a second lead over the field. I think somebody put a little practice in for this race.
Great to see, and you know what, Crank, this is what I love to see out of the Bullydog Coffee Company Rising Stars Series is, for anybody who may be new to our program here, the Rising Stars Series is a series designed, it's a driver developmental series, and it allows guys to come out here and race with competition that's within their wheelhouse and get guys like Paul, get guys like Cole, Dusty, Eric, Dave, Matt, Brett, the entire field down here, and get them competing for wins. Where in our other series we have very tough competition and things may not go their way, but that's what this Wednesday series is designed to do, is get these guys up front, leading laps, getting them on the front row, and in podium finishes.
Absolutely. It's good to see Paul out there. I was talking with him a little bit last night and this morning. He had another bad race in the trucks, just bad luck getting caught up and stuff. And I think he's out there driving with a little bit of the red ass tonight. I think he's not happy, and he says, I'm just going to keep her out front and dictate my own finish here tonight.
Well, his teammate gave him a hard time, when he had hand surgery, and you're over here giving him a hard time for wrecking last week, so...
Hey, no excuses, right? No excuses.
Paul Turner coming across the line as the race leader, working lap number 26 on the board. Half-second lead over Cole Gray. Crank, I know you were out here at the beginning of practice. Did you happen to get a look and see what our fuel window might be for pits?
I did not. I didn't get to run that long. That's what I was just thinking. I don't know if guys will want to probably try to pit halfway, or if this is a track they might be able to make it all the way if we get another caution. It seems like last season, or the season before, the last season that I ran, I think that was the trick we had up our sleeve that I was able to pull out over Kyle Jetty, and I actually stayed out to make it the whole way on fuel.
Coming up to halfway in just another couple of laps, so we'll see which deck of cards these leaders decide to play, and if anybody in the back maybe tries to roll the dice, maybe do a little bit of short pit. And we saw a huge short pit last season. This is throwing it back to last season when Justin Gross and Charles Gettings were fighting for the championship. Justin Gross pitted about 5-6 laps before Charles, and he was, about 7 seconds back, and he came back and he was in front of Charles at the cycle of pit. So we'll have to see who comes down pit road first, and I think once that first car comes, everybody else is going to follow them.
Yeah, the tire advantage is so big here. Not just here, but in these cars as a whole. So like I said, it's momentum based, and when your tires are getting a little slick and they're not holding the track and you have to lift, you're losing that momentum, and you have to get the motor spun back up. You lose so much time. So when the guys do short pit and get 4 or 5 laps on somebody, they can really make up a lot of time those first laps out.
Crank, this is something we haven't done in a while. Let's say we throw a driver spotlight over here. Taking a look at the 101 Dave Gainforth. Dave has had a really good week last night coming home. I believe it was 4th in the Tuesday Night Thunder Truck Series, and currently running in the 5th position, trying to make his way up into the top 3 and maybe find his way into victory lane out here tonight. But Dave is always one of those guys. He's out here for every practice that we host. He's out here for every race that we host, and he's just looking to improve his skills. And I know that he's teamed up with Mike Grandy and Jeff Sharp over in the SGM Racing Camp this season. So I'll have to see how this season goes for him and that team over there. But great to see Dave running up towards the front as we see a pass on the 35, put Dave in the 4th position.
Yeah, Dave's definitely running a good race here. He's got himself up into the fourth position as he gets by Dusty Martin. You mentioned some other big names in the series here or in the league, Mike Grandy and Jeff Sharp. It's really cool to see those three guys team up. They're veterans of the series and kind of I don't know that I would say mentors, but I think everybody looks up to them just because they have more experience than most of us. If that's a way of not saying they're old, saying they're older than most of us. And I can't say that about very many, so I'm going to throw it out there. But no, they are almost like father figures to us when it comes down to it. So it's good to see them out here teaming up and running good. I mean, Grandy had a good run last night as well. I know I was running around him a lot, so it's awesome to see him out here doing well.
And what happened when you fell out?
Yeah.
Grant,
So Grandy slides up. He's like, "Ha! I took your spot.
he did.
Didn't even wait."
Oh boy. Headed back a couple cars back here behind Dave Gainforth, moving back to Bill Jetty. We haven't talked about him too much this race. This is a nice little 4, 5, 6 car battle for what'll be the 6th position ultimately as these guys head down the backstretch. Jerry Isaacs, last week's winner, currently running in 9th position, little over 3 seconds behind the race leader currently in that 51 machine.
Don't look now, but the number 3 of Cole Gray and the 5 of Eric Moore have chased down your leader, who had over a second lead there, and they're challenging for the lead. Cole Gray takes it at the line.
Taking a moment here, we're going to go ahead and remind all of YouTube out here, go ahead, go over to bullydogcoffeecompany.com, use promo code GASANDGO, that's all one word, GASANDGO, for, I believe Patrick said it was $2 off your order, and Patrick just threw this out there as well. If 5 people order using coupon code GASANDGO, Bullydog Coffee Company will donate partial proceeds to pit bulls at a local shelter. So another great opportunity to get some help out there to our four-legged friends as we see now. Speaking of 5, Eric Moore battling Cole Gray coming out of turn number 2.
Yeah, these guys, I mean, they're teammates, but they're not content with following each other. They're up there battling. All 3 of them are wanting the lead, and they're exchanging it there. So it's pretty interesting to see with us only being halfway and a lot of laps left to go.
Now, all 3 of these cars are yours, Crank. Are you saying race hard, but don't wreck each other?
I mean, at this point of the race, I would probably say just stay in line and save your tires and take care of your equipment and put as big a gap as you can over the rest of the field. But you know how we are. We race. We want to get up there, up front, show that we're the best. So I can't fault them for that. We'll see how it turns out.
Looks like we may have our first taker on pit road. Looks like maybe Brett Edwards is coming off pit road here, making his way off the access road, merging back up into traffic. So we're going to have to see if that doesn't bring down the rest of these cars around him or if he's just short pitting.
Yeah, like I said, unless there's some chance that they can make it the whole way, I don't think they can stay out here very long. Once somebody pits, they're going to have to follow shortly behind.
Yeah, and that's a whole nother thing. So pit road here is very different than what we saw at Daytona last week. You don't have that big apron on the bottom down there to get the car woed up. In a lot of senses, you're braking while you're turning, and you're trying to do a whole lot of downshifting and turning in to get to pit road. So pit road here very difficult because you're coming at it at 180 miles an hour through the corner.
Yeah, that's right. And I don't know how everybody else runs, but when I run these cars, I turn my brake bias way down to help me rotate through the middle if I have to drag the brake a little bit. So like you said, when you're having to get on the brakes hard and you're turning at the same time, if you've got that bias way down, it's very easy to have that back end come around and spin out as you're trying to get on the pit road.
It is, for sure. It happened to me last night. I forgot I had turned my brakes down, and we went to go make that first pit stop, and I don't know. I can't make a pit stop to save my life anymore. I almost collected the entire field, but luckily everybody got around me safely, and everybody carried along their way as we see a change for the lead with just 23 laps to go here on the scoring pylon.
We got a three-way battle back here for the fourth spot as Bill Jetty has worked his way back up. He's getting by the 35 of Dusty Martin right now. David Gainforth right there in the thick of the battle as well.
Paul Turner, last time by on the backstretch, did collect the outside wall a little bit. Not entirely sure what happened over there in that camp, but he holds on to the third position for the time being, and trying to hang on, maybe reel these guys back in before we do hit pit road here, which has got to be coming shortly.
Yeah, so Brett Edwards already been on pit road. He's running about a little more than a second faster a lap than what the leaders are running. So he's gaining over a second a lap on them, on those fresher tires.
Yeah, but the big key is going to be how it shakes out after everybody else pits, because it's not just the time that you make up on track, it's also the time that you can either gain or lose on pit entry and then pit exit as well. And don't get caught speeding. That's what they say. We've had a lot of drivers get caught speeding, and unfortunately, for the most part, it takes them out of the race with as short as these Bullydog Coffee Company Rising Stars races are.
Yeah, it's hard to overcome penalties. That's we see Dusty Martin get a little bit loose. Bill Jetty had to check up, keep from running him over. Looks like they keep it going. But yeah, so penalties, mistakes like that, it's very hard to overcome with these short races. So, you know, that being the development series, that's one of the things that we focus on is hit your marks, race smart, don't make mistakes, be there at the end. First, you got to be there at the end. Second, you got to be fast, right? We've talked about that in the past. So
Yep.
as we see guys showing out and being there at the end, then you see the speed coming. You see some epic battles like we've seen all through this race with the three guys we talked about pre-race, you know, that are just, I don't think Eric or Paul have won in this series. I think Cole has maybe 2 wins, and they've all three been up there just battling it out.
Yeah, that's something that you and we've talked about privately, and you know, you learn how to finish races, you learn how to be fast, and then you learn how to finish races and be fast and put everything together, and that's what gets a driver into victory lane.
I would think these guys are praying for a caution right now to come down, get tires, and get any damage that they've received, you know, when they scrape the wall or whatnot, fixed up. Looks like we have the 0-1 on pit road. That's Jeff Roethlisberger. He was already a lap down. I don't know if this is his second run down pit road, maybe. I don't know if he had come down already or not.
Car looks to be fairly clean as he comes down to the attention of that 0-1 pit crew. Maybe an unscheduled stop. Maybe we just had a penalty. We were just talking about that a second ago, as now we see switching back over here up to the lead pack. Paul Turner under fire. Fastest chicken in the South under fire from Dave Gainforth for position number 3.
Yeah, I think hitting that wall probably gave Paul some aero damage that's really slowing him down. Dave Gainforth's going to take that position over and move up to P3. It's like Dusty Martin and Bill Jetty are going to be looking to go right underneath him as well, probably going into turn 1 here.
Yeah, great little 4-car battle that we got going on here as you see 3 wide coming through turns 1 and 2. Quickly shuffles out to 2 wide. Bill Jetty working the top shelf of the speedway, trying to get that run on the 35 coming out of 2. Looks like Brian Dorsey is on pit road as well, making his way off of pit road. He's going to cycle around behind Dalton Carter off of turn number 2 here.
Yeah, I think pitting right in this time period would probably be a smart idea. I mean, if you're going to pit, I would do it now, because it would put you in position where if we have a caution, come out in 10 laps or so, your tires are going to be in that situation where we saw Dusty Martin stay out and hold so many off there for 5 or 6 laps, and that would put us right at the end of the race. So Might not be a bad idea to go ahead and come down pit road as we see the 86 making that left-hand turn down.
Yeah, time is ticking for all these guys. And while all this has been going on, Eric Moore has made his way to just about a 2-second lead over Cole Gray. Eric really mastering the tire conservation mode out here tonight, gaining time every time they come across a stripe. It's going to be 1.9 seconds at the stripe that time by.
See Paul Turner coming down pit road. He'll get some fresh tires, probably get that damage fixed so he can come back out. Zachy C following him down, and probably the 53, his teammate, I imagine, will come down with Zach.
Yep, got Paul Turner, Zach Shahalis, and Bill Jetty all making their... It's not Bill Jetty coming down pit road. Somebody coming down pit road behind the 24 machine. So if I'm Eric, if I'm Cole, I'm coming this lap, I'm coming next lap. I just want to get in, get off as we see Cole making his way down pit road this time by, followed by Dusty.
Leaders are coming down. All three, Eric Moore, Cole Gray, and Dusty are all three coming down. Bill Jetty stays out with Dave Gainforth. Bill Jetty's going to take the lead over, followed by David and the 15 of Matt Watford.
I could have been seeing things there, Crank, but I thought I saw that cone go flying. I'm not sure who might have hit it or if anybody even hit it at all, but I thought I saw it go flying on the pit entry. We'll have to see if anybody gets an unsafe pit entry and has to find their way back down pit road a second time.
Oh, that would be disastrous for those guys that have been battling for the lead the whole time. But that's a mistake you can't make. I mean, that's one that'll take you out of contention for the race win. So we see Bill Jetty and David Gainforth making their way down pit road.
And Matt Wofford, who was involved in the only incident on the night, the only yellow flag on the night, currently running in the 4th position coming down pit road. So you got the 28, the 101, and the 15 making their way down here. Everybody coming to the attention of their pit stalls. And that's going to put Jason Dinsmore as what I believe is going to be the last car not to pit, but that currently scores him as the race leader.
Yeah, that's right. So he will get a bonus point for staying out there and getting that lead.
These bonus points also critical. I mean, we've seen the championship last season. The championship came down. Big slide by Dusty down there. Holds on to it somehow. Last season, I believe the championship came down to just a 4-point difference between Charles Gettings and Justin Gross. They had an incredible battle the entire season.
Yeah, it's hard to think about each and every little point mattering this early in the season, but this is where you can win championships. And getting those points for staying out and leading a lap, you know, it makes all the difference come the end of the season.
I'm trying to cycle around here. I'm trying to see where our lead battle is going to be. I believe it's going to be between Eric and Cole, the 5 and the 3, coming through turns 3 and 4 here as we got 13 laps to go. This time by at the stripe, I believe this is going to be the battle for the lead and for the race win once this does cycle.
Yeah, I haven't seen anybody come back down pit road to serve any penalties, so I think everybody must have made it clean.
Yeah, it may have just been the camera switching over, or maybe that glass of wine I was having before with you, Crank. But side by side now for the race lead. Eric and Cole fighting down the backstretch, but don't look too far behind them. Guy who short pitted a few laps on them. Fastest chicken in the South, Paul Turner. Only about a second and a half behind them. We'll see if he can't get lined up and reel them in.
Yeah, Jason Dinsmore has not pitted yet. He's still being scored as our race leader. He's out there. He's about 35 seconds ahead of that pack of Cole Gray, Eric Moore, Paul Turner.
Now, what are the chances Jason can make this? I mean, I don't know what the time difference is, but if he can make this...
Yeah, I mean, he's showing about 2 seconds a lap slower than what Cole Gray just ran. So being that far back, it'd be 24 seconds. They wouldn't be able to chase him down if he can make it. That's the gamble. Can you make it, though? Like I said, I thought this was the track where it was possible to make it the whole race. But with only one caution, I don't know if that still holds true or not.
Well, we're going to keep a very close eye on that, but we're going to move back up to the battle for second place right now. Jason Dinsmore in a zip code all of his own with a 35-second lead. Got to see if he comes by and down to the service of his pit crew here in the next couple of laps. But Paul Turner, Eric Moore, and Cole Gray all fighting for what's going to be the second position and possibly the lead if Jason Dinsmore does have to make a scheduled pit stop here.
Yeah, the way we saw these guys battling there at the midway of the race, they're not going to be holding back now. Coming to 10 to go, Paul Turner is caught right up to the rear of Eric Moore. I think we saw that Eric was better at saving his tires over the long run, though, so he may just be biding his time here before he really turns it loose, too. Oh, it looks like Cole Gray got a little loose there. He's going to get passed up by the 5 and the 4, Eric Moore and Paul Turner. Falls back in line, keeps it going.
Really good car control there out of the number 3 machine. Able to keep that car pointed in the right direction. Cool those tires down for a lap or two. Let these guys battle in front of you and you'll get back up there. So I don't think this is panic mode for him by any stretch, but certainly going to give him a hill to climb over, but certainly doable.
Yeah, I think you can pull up to the car in front of you with a little draft as long as you don't fall too far back on him. Like you said, he's just got to be patient, cool those tires off a little bit. Look, he's right back there at Paul, right on his rear bumper again already.
Big battle here going down to turn number 3. Cole Gray wasting no time on Paul Turner trying to get around him and get back up to Eric here for the second position.
This may be the battle for the second positions. Jason Dinsmore is still staying out there.
Yeah, we're keeping a close eye on that 62 machine as he comes out of turn number 4, looking at 8 laps to go this time by at the stripe. Still holding out there. I believe he pitted on that lap 6 or 7 caution when we had that one and only incident on the racetrack out here tonight. So see if he can't stretch it. I mean, he's got room to breathe here, so if he needs to back it up and maybe save half a lap or so, he can certainly do that.
Oh, for sure. He's about 30 seconds ahead of Eric Moore, which is roughly 2/3 of a lap lead on him right now. So he could definitely back it down with only 8 to go and save fuel if he's needing to right now to try to make it to the end.
Looking out here, taking a look at the YouTube chat box once again. John Dykeman coming out here saying, "Let's go, Jerry." He's got the hashtag MSR Army out here. See Mike Gray out here rooting on his son Cole Gray. Says he's on the edge of his seat watching him race. Awesome race. We're going to see if Cole can't do it here in just another 7 laps or if he's going to come away with another podium finish. He's finished in the top 3 so many races across the seasons that he's participated here.
Hey, I just want to give a shout out to John and all those MSR guys. If for nothing else, not showing up with all that yellow and blue so that we can actually tell them apart.
Yeah. Thanks, John, and thanks for that team shop over there allowing us to not go crazy tonight. But we would love to have you guys back. I believe Tyler said they were hosting some sort of inaugural annual fun run that they do every once in a while. So I'm sure we'll see those MSR Mad Sim guys get back out here hopefully next week or in the near future.
So look, I'm going to say this, and I hope it doesn't jinx it, but
Don't say it. Don't do it.
you know what happened last night.
Is this the witching hour?
Right at an hour in, about 7 or 8 of us fell through and lost connection. And there's some kind of glitch going on with Comcast's connection, I think, right now. But we've ran this race so far, I don't think we're even going to get to that hour point. We're going to have it finished up well before that.
5 laps to go this time by. We're going to switch back over here for the time being to Jason Dinsmore as the race leader. See if we can't find him coming in right now. Jason Dinsmore, nobody around him. He's able to run his own pace, and that really allows him. He doesn't have to worry about getting out of the gas early and having anybody run over him, trying to check up or slow that car down. He's got plenty of room to breathe, and that's what you want to see coming inside 5 laps to go.
Absolutely. I bet he's just on cruise control
Oh,
right
he's
now.
coming down this time by crank.
Oh no, didn't make it. Didn't pay off.
He stretched it as far as he possibly could. We're going to go over here back to the battle for second place, which is going to cycle around to be the battle for the race win now as they come around this next time by.
Well, if Mike Gray was on the edge of his seat before, he's definitely there now because
He's
Cole.
standing up now.
Oh yeah, he's standing up, yelling at the TV as Cole tries to get a nose under his teammate of Eric Moore there, coming to the line with 3 to go.
I've got 4 to go, crank. Is it 3?
No, it is 4 to go. I'm sorry.
Okay, I thought I was behind.
No, I thought. I guess Dinsmore hadn't crossed the line yet. How long is Cole gonna wait to make his move?
I don't know. Where do you make your move? Do you make it in 1? Do you make it on entry? Do you make it on exit? Where are you going to make your move here, crank?
If it's me, I'm gonna do a bump and run. I
You
mean,
can't bump in these cars.
well, that's the point. I am gonna get up there, going into 1 here, and I am gonna get him just up out of that groove to where he washes up.
Yeah, I don't think you can wait until the last lap. But it looks like Cole's really able to hold the center and the exit of the corners a lot better than Eric can currently. Cole's able to run just a little bit lower. We'll go on the nose cam with Cole down here this time through 3 and 4. See him get lower in the corner than Eric, and that's what you want to do here. Get that big run up off the corner. That's going to give him a lot of momentum on the front stretch. Big slide by the 5.
Oh yeah, the 5's pushing hard. So here's where we're gonna see it.
Here we go.
Down below, he's not even gonna have to do the bump and run. Now we'll see if he can hold it going through the turn here. Oh, you know Eric wants this win so bad. He's never got one in the series yet. I don't think he's had one across the board in Cyber yet.
Yeah, I believe you're correct. You're looking at teammates out here, but 2 laps to go. White Silk in the air next time by. They're not teammates. Crank is just hoping he doesn't have to write out a check for some wrecked race cars or deal with some angry race car drivers at the end, but he may be dealing with some very happy race car drivers at the end of tonight's race as we have 1 lap to go here in the Cyber Thunder Bullydog Coffee Company Rising Stars Series from Auto Club.
This turn right here, turn 1, may be what decides this race. Let's see how they roll through it. Looked like Eric backed it up just a little bit to get more of a run off of turn 2. He's going to be pulling up there, looking to the outside. Crosses over back underneath. Oh, Cole tries to block.
Into
Broke
turn number
Eric's-
3 for the final time here tonight at Auto Club Speedway. Eric Moore with a big charge down the backstretch through turns 3 and 4, all over the exhaust pipes of the Bullydog Coffee Company. Chevy Impala out of turn number 4. Give it to Cole Gray out here tonight. Black and white silk for the number 3 machine.
Look at that. Number 3 Bullydog Coffee Company gets the win. That's all for you, Patrick.
That's all for you, Patrick. That's $20 going to a pit bull rescue out here tonight. Great cause, and anybody who wants to join him in that pledge, go ahead and he's out here in the YouTube chat box. Ask him where you can make a donation as well if you would like to do that as well. But we're going to follow along Cole Gray here in another lap or so. We're going to step away for about 3 minutes, and we're going to come back with your top 3 finishers of the race. All right, we're going to go ahead and get caught up here with the third place finisher out here tonight. David Gameforth in that 101 Machine Crown Royal, Crank and Tom out here in the Cyber Thunder broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do, guys.
Well, Dave, we were talking you up during the race. We were hoping we weren't going to jinx you. We did a driver spotlight on you. You come away with a third place finish tonight. How about that?
This is like a win for me. I've never come third in this whole league. I'm so excited.
Well, that's great to hear, Dave. You know, we were talking about your strong finish last night in the Tuesday Thunder Truck Series. I believe you came home fourth in that race last night, and tonight you're coming home third, excuse me. I don't want to shortchange you here. You're coming home third with the podium finish out here at Auto Club. Talk us through that race. You know, we had that long green flag run. We had that one early caution incident there at the beginning of the race. Were you planning on pitting halfway? Were you planning on running it out? We saw Jason Dinsmore almost run it out to the end of the race. What was your race strategy coming in here?
Mine was just to save the tires because I didn't think there was going to be a lot of cautions once we got spread out on this 2-mile track. And you can burn your tires up here real fast when we're driving these corners. You just got to let off, let it roll in. And I had to tell myself that every time going into the corners because it's so easy to overdrive just to try to gain on that guy in front of you. And I did it a few times. I'm not perfect, but you know, I thought I could make it all the way. Then I saw everybody else pitting, so then I hit the old F4 key and I saw I couldn't. So decided to get that new rubber as soon as I could.
Well, congratulations, Dave. We're certainly glad to see you out here coming away with the top three. We're going to open up the floor. Anybody you want to thank, acknowledge, or you know, say hello to out here, allowing you to come out here on a Wednesday night, finish third place in the Cyber Thunder Bullydog Coffee Company Rising Stars Series. The floor is all yours, my friend.
Well, first off, I got to thank the admins here, Tom, you guys, and Jade, and Chris. I don't even know who I should be talking to here. I should write this stuff down. I didn't expect to talk to you, so I don't write it down. You guys put in an awesome league here. Welcome to Bullydog Coffee. Crown Royal's going to go real good in that stuff tomorrow morning. Nice Irish coffee to start the day. And I'm just happy to be here, man. Hopefully tomorrow night, I moved up one position tonight. Maybe tomorrow night I'll be like the Jeffersons, move on up one more and become second. So
moving on up one night at a time. Well, Dave, once again, congratulations. We're going to kick you out of here. We're going to let you go celebrate with your team and with your friends down there. Congratulations on a third place finish out here tonight at Auto Club.
Thank you. Stop by for a Crown Royal and a coffee later on.
I don't think Crank's going to fight you on that one. I'm going to kick you out of here, and we're going to get Eric Moore up here in just a moment.
Great. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Congrats, Dave. Hey, Eric, Crank and Tom up here in the booth with you in your second place finish, man. You got us?
Oh, I got you. How's it going?
Man, I was on my edge of my seat there watching you three, my teammates there, fighting for the battle, the lead, fighting for the race the whole time. Tell me how'd it go for you?
It was a good race. Coming in this race, I definitely didn't think I'd be near the front like I was. So I was extremely happy with my finish.
So it looked like you were just really good at conserving your tires on the long run. It really came to you there. At the end of them, you started running them down. Was that kind of your plan, or is that just kind of how it came together?
Yeah, that was the plan. I guess props to you on teaching me how to save some tires there, Crank.
Well, you definitely did a good job. I was pulling for you. So tell me, going into turn 3 and 4 there, I saw you get right to Cole's rear bumper, and I saw you lift. How hard was it to lift and not just send him up the track a little bit?
No, it's not hard. He's a teammate. I wouldn't do that. And plus, I wanted to make Patrick pay a little money to the Humane Society. So.
Hell yeah. Good job. It's good to see you guys up there on the podium. Congrats to you. You're going to get that win this season. I guarantee it.
Oh, yeah, it'll come.
Yeah, man. All right. I'm going to give you the floor. You got anybody you want to thank, say hi to? Yeah, but.
The Bullydog Coffee Company, obviously, for putting this on. You guys up in the booth, where the people at home can get to watch it. It's pretty fun for them to watch. And RST Timberworks and all the guys at Longshot.
All right, Eric. Well, congratulations again on your second win. We'll be talking to you again throughout the season. I guarantee it. So I'll move you back down to the booth, and we're going to pull Cole up.
All right, man.
Congratulations, Eric.
Thank you.
All right, there you have it. Second place finisher out here tonight. Eric Moore in that number 5 RST Timberworks machine. See if we can't make that long trip down to victory lane. Cole Gray, Tom Richter, and Crank Bell up here in the Cyber broadcast booth. You got a copy on us.
Yeah, man, got you loud and clear.
Well, Cole, Congratulations, you're walking away with the black and white silk out here tonight. We saw with about 10 laps to go, you had a big slide coming through. It was either 1 and 2 and 3 or 3 and 4. It was one end of the speedway. What did you do at that point, and how did you make your way back up through the traffic between your two teammates?
Yeah, I think it was over there in 1 and 2. It's just the bottom of the track's real slick, but ultimately that's the fastest way around. We touched the apron with the left rear and just kind of gathered it up, gathered our thoughts back. Knew we had a fast car. We always try to run these tracks and save our tires as much as possible and have that little bit extra there at the end. And I think that's basically what it came down to. We just saved our tires as much as we could. The track was real loose all night. That right rear was just real important. So we just focused on hitting our marks and just let it come to us.
Well, absolutely. Certainly great to see you coming out here. I believe this is going to be your second or your third win in the Bullydog Coffee Company Rising Star Series. You visited Victory Lane a couple times. We were talking about this in the pre-race a little bit, that every season there's a driver that really highlights themselves and shows themselves as a favorite or one of a few favorites for the championship. And Crank and I, we both agree that you and Eric are both going to be up there fighting for the championship at the end of this season. Are you looking forward to battling with that?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, Jade's our team owner. Crank, he's our team owner, and it makes us feel good to come out here and put on a show for him in the broadcast booth. And he's taught all of us pretty much all we know, and so we really can just chalk it up to his expertise and his help that he gives us. I even told Eric while we were waiting, I hated to throw that block on you on the backstretch, but it's racing's racing, and that's just how it is.
It sure is, and there was a lot of close racing out here tonight between you, Paul, Eric, and Dave, and Dusty was up there at the beginning of the race as well. But Cole, we're going to let you go ahead and celebrate with your team, your family, and your friends. But anybody you want to thank, acknowledge, or say hello to on the side of that car or allowing you to come out here and come away with the win out here tonight?
Oh yeah, for sure. I always want to thank Longshot Motorsports, Crank Bill, all the guys, Eric Moore, Paul Turner, Bryson Clark, Dusty Martin, Chris Dean, all of us. Frank, we're all we're like a family. We get on here and we just have fun together. And my real life family, my grandparents, they're watching, my dad, my aunts, my cousins, they all support us every week. They watch your broadcast. They love to watch it. They love to support us. I'd like to say a big thank you to Patrick Bowler with Bullydog Coffee Company. This was a one like a last minute deal. We kind of threw the car together and put their logos on the side of the car for the series, and he's got to pay up now. He anteed up and said he was going to pay $20, but if to a local rescue if we won the race. So, but check out the Bullydog Coffee Company, bullydogcoffeecompany.com. Try out some of their coffee. Everything goes to help the pit bull community. My wife, she's an animal lover, so she's on board with this sponsorship. And of course, we always like to thank you guys at the Cyber Thunder booth. Just thank y'all for putting this on for us so our families can enjoy it.
Well, it certainly is a pleasure. And Patrick's got a little gift for you as the trophy for winning tonight's race. He's got a pound of that Bullydog Coffee Company, Bullydog Coffee coming to you. Send him your address and he'll get that sent over to you. But Cole, we're going to kick you out of here. We're going to let you go celebrate with the rest of your team, family, and friends down there. Congratulations once again on coming home with the win.
Appreciate it, guys.
Hey, congrats, Cole. Save me one of them cold beers.
10-4, buddy.
All right, kicking Cole out of here. Crank, that was a lot of fun for Auto Club. That was a great race that we were having there.
Yeah, I mean, those guys really put on a show for us, didn't they? All the way around, I think this track in this car puts on a good show. It's just about saving tires and keeping that momentum up, like we said, and these guys did a great job of it tonight, all the way through the field, to be honest with you. There was a couple slip-ups, and when their tires wore out, a few of the guys smacked the wall a little bit and got some damage, but through and through, I think one caution on the night, that's pretty amazing for a developmental series, I would say. Almost made it flag to flag, green all the way through. So I don't think that's a far fetch there, Patrick. I think we'll be seeing that before the season's over.
I have to agree. And as the music begins to play, producers are telling us we are closing out the show out here tonight. We're going to go ahead and run down your finishing order out here tonight. Podium finishers. You just heard from Cole Gray and that 3 Bullydog Coffee Company machine. Machine coming out of here as the big winner on tonight. Eric Moore and David Gainforth rounding out the top 3.
Yeah, Paul Turner just fell out of the top 3 there on the last lap, and David Gainforth got by him. He comes home in 4th, followed by Bill Jetty, Dustin Martin in 6th, Matt Wofford coming home 8th, Zach Jahalis and Brian Dorsey finishing out 9th, and Jason Dinsmore, he stretched it as far as he could, had to pit there with a few laps to go and couldn't quite make it to the end, or he would have been the race winner. He comes home in 10th.
Yeah, still coming home with the top 10. Great showing by that 62 machine. Almost had it worked out, just came up a little bit short. Brett Edwards coming home in 11th place, and Dalton Carter. John Sanu, Jerry Isaacs, last week's winner out of the Mad Sim Racing Stable. Jeff Rotelsberger rounding out the top 15, and rounding out the field out here tonight is the 84 Len McNeese, coming home in 16th place.
All right, it's a great show, and I'm looking forward to next week. I don't have the schedule in front of me here. Do you know where we're at next week, Tom?
I believe we are at Homestead next week. I could be incorrect about that, but what you can do is you can go ahead and click that subscribe button down there on that little corner. You'll get notifications every time we go live here on the Cyber Thunder broadcast booth with the Bullydog Rising Stars Company series. Every Wednesday night, we'll be out here every Wednesday night between now and the end of June, bringing you the action for a great cause and bringing you some great racing along the way.
Yep, you are correct. We are at Homestead, Miami next week, so that'll be another really good track before we move on to Dover. Going to short track racing in a couple of weeks. That'll be really interesting.
Well, we'll make our way across the country here, Crank, but as always, man, it was a pleasure doing this with you here tonight. Wouldn't want to do it with anybody else. Certainly glad I get to do it with you, and we may be having some special guests join us out here now that we've kind of gotten our feet wet doing this together as a team, and see if we can't get some volunteers out here to join us out on track. Now, I've already had some guys message us, said that they want to join us out here for a night, so we may have some special guests coming out here, but certainly looking forward to that. Thank you guys all for watching. Remember, you can go over to bullydogcoffeecompany.com, use promo code gas and go, all one word, for $2 off your order if we get 5 orders with that promo code here tonight or through Friday. I believe Patrick said it runs through Friday. He's going to donate another $20 to a pit rescue as well. Great cause, great people, great company, great racing out here tonight. Thank you all for coming out, and we will see you next Wednesday.